This particular thread is a cheaper thread for your weaving machine. It's a soft thread, unlike the sewing thread. Some people prefer using this sewing thread because it does not cut easily. As for me, I use this to support the two. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to thread your weaving machine. This is me removing all the threads from my weaving machine just for me to show you guys how to thread this weaving machine. As a first timer, it will stress you, but no panic. It looks kind of complicated, but just pay attention to the video. The first thread we are going to fix is this one at the back. When you open this cover, you will see that there's a little hole at the back of the machine. This hole is where the thread passes. After passing it through the back hole, you also pass it through the tension hole. Then you go through the tension. Make sure you put this thread inside this tension. Very, very, very important. Please take note. After that, you have to look for a flexible broom like this. You see the way I'm bending it? Then you take the thread and tie it. You see the way I'm tying it? Tie it to the broom so that you'll be able to fix it through this hole. This is how I fix my own. Without this broom, I don't know if there's any other instrument that can pass through this hole. After successfully passing it through, as a first timer, I'll take a deep breath. You can rest, just take a deep breath. Because you're about to enter a more difficult part. This part is the part that I find more difficult in threading this weaving machine. Then take your thread and pass it through this back iron. After doing that, there's a little hole inside this dark place. As you can see, I'm trying to capture it, but this is the highest my camera can go. So please take your time and pass the thread through this hole. It's very, very important. After that, it is time to pass the thread through this needle. If you're a first timer, it will look very, very stressful, but please take your time. After passing it through the first hole of the needle, there's also another hole that you have to pass it through, which is this one I'm doing right here. After successfully passing it, I will say you are done with this part. Then you can close the cover. Let's head to the next one. This part is not that difficult like the first one we just finished. Just take your thread and pass it through these holes. This tension does not belong to this thread that we are passing. Just pass the thread through these holes that I'm showing you. When you are done passing it, then you pass it through this tension and go again through the tension hole. When you get to this part, there's a hook. Pass it through the hook. See the way I just did it? Pass it through this hook like this. After doing that, take the thread and pass it through the needle. This needle also has two holes. Pass it through this first hole successfully, then also pass it again through the second hole. Once you have done this, I would say you are also done with this part. Close the cover. Let's head to the last part. So you can decide to use the weaving thread or you use the sewing thread, but for me, I prefer using the sewing thread because it makes the weaving more neater and more stronger. You can try the two out and see the one that works better for you, but for me, with the experience I have had, I prefer using this one. So let's get into it. Take your thread and pass it through these tension holes. After doing that, pass it through the tension and fix it again through the hole. Then you go again, pass it through this hole. After that, you also pass it through this up hole. Then you go through this little tension. Then the final part, pass it through the needle. Then voila, you are done fixing your weaving thread. Now let's try it out. Take a pieces and weave it out. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support, please kindly share and like so that other tailors that find it difficult to thread their weaving machine can find this video helpful. Now you can see how neat the weaving threads. Thanks for watching. See you guys.